Okay, so today's lecture is on how to start writing our research paper. So just to review, here I am in VIU Learns, and you can see that we're under week nine's contents, and we've got the teaching notes here from Wednesday. So this is just that mini lecture we had in yesterday's class. And as you can see, I'm just reminding myself of the steps that I should be going through. So first point is we really need to understand our research question. So we're going to read the prompt several times to really feel that we have it on lockdown. And then you want to rephrase it in your own words. And this will help us for having an accurate answer. And we usually put that on a post-it note and put it beside our computer or our notebook for whenever we're writing so that we can look again at the exact wording of the question. And that'll also we'll see that there'll be a connection to our thesis statement there. Step two is to make sure we're doing active reading for the best support. This means that when you're reading the novel, you want to be trying to find sections of the book that support your particular question that are going to help you answer that question. Then we really need at least 7 to 9 of these what we call powerful scenes. These are our diamonds, our jewels that we're going to use to create the essay. Finally, well, not finally, step 3, I guess you could say, or portion C here on our notes, you want to make sure that when you're doing that active reading process and capturing those sections, that later you go back and read them, and then you're going to convert them into very targeted analysis notes. And we use some of the similar techniques that we've been promoting for annotation. So in the novel, you highlight, and then when you're making your notes as well, you're going to tell what chapter it's in, capture the page range, and then talk about the specific content and how it relates to your question. And then you can even add some analysis work. So you can see here we've got a few guiding questions. How does this connect to my research question? Why did the author use this example? We start thinking about, we're trying to kind of get inside of the head of the author and understand what these specific scenes mean to this larger question that we're trying to answer. Great. And so then if we go to step D, you kind of take a breath, center yourself, and then we move into the drafting process, and we're going to write draft 1. So all of these steps together, it's a 4-step process, should set you up for writing your research paper. So I've gone ahead and done that just a few minutes ago this morning, and we can take a look at what is the outcome, what I've been able to achieve here. So as you can see here, step 1, we reread our prompt and we rephrase it into our own words. So I've gone ahead and done that. I've challenged question number 6, the question about parables. So if we wanted to take a look at that, we can quickly read that question in its original form. It's a good idea, and remember, I really recommend you read this several times. So we're going to week 9. And then we go to the research essay. This is our assignment prompt. And remember, this is what assignment prompts will look like once you get into first year courses. You can see we've got our word length, and we've got the idea that we have to grab our support. And then we've got the kind of paragraph chart here, introduction, analysis methods, or you could also call that paragraph your research framework. We'll have to look at how to write that, of course. Then we move into our windows of analysis, kind of what we're using to focus in on the different aspects of the question, and then our conclusion. So I picked question number 6. Okay, parables and fairy tales are used powerfully to act as a mirror and a lens in Obasan. So the interesting wording there, obviously parables and fairy tales, these are kind of stories that we tell children that have a deeper message. So that's something I would use, kind of take away with myself here. And then we've got these interesting words of act as a mirror and a lens. So we're talking about reflecting meaning or focusing on meaning. We know that we're talking about the novel. Write a research essay that discusses how culturally centered parables are infused into the novel to give a deeper understanding of this family's true identity. Use 5 gold standard APA articles to provide support for your findings. So this is my original question. Now let's take a look at my paraphrase. So this is my document that I'm building, and as I go, I'll do all of my writing on this document. and we can definitely use it as a strong example. So this is step 1, or what was categorized as letter A in the original. Kogawa utilizes children, this is my rephrasing. Kogawa utilizes children's stories, so that's my synonym change for parables and fairy tales, to reflect and microscopically expand. So those are my synonym replacements for mirror and lens, to expand the trauma that the youthful characters in her novel Obasan experience throughout the process of World War II internment. Okay, so good. Up to this point, we're pretty much on track. Now you can see I've used an academic structure. Furthermore, there is a clear cultural slant in the parable selection that serves to reveal not only the family's cultural confusion, but also the identity crises suffered by the character. So we got everything we needed. This has been rephrased into my own voice. This chunk of writing here it's about 55 words. It's a rephrasing, and this is quite powerful, I think. All right, so then you can see step 2 would be the active reading process that you will do to find your support, and I've already done that. If you remember, I kind of flashed my notes to the class yesterday. And then step 3, we collect support in our annotation style notes. I've already done that as well. So I'm pretty much good to go. I'm ready to move into step 4, which is the drafting process. So I'm going to stop this video here. This is part 1, and then I'll jump straight forward into part 2, which will go through my actual process of writing the introduction paragraph.